so excited. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ari, and as you can tell from this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite books of all time. I'm so excited to film this video just because these are my favorite books and I can't recommend them enough. They're absolutely amazing. They will always have a special place in my heart and I always will go back to them no matter what. So let's get right on to this video. The first book that we have is Vicious by Lj Shin. It's the first book in the Sinners of Saints series. This is absolutely amazing. It's with Amelia and Vicious and it's told in that dual point of view. It's so freaking good. This is an office romance. It's always being you trope, and as well as it's a bully romance. I'm sure that's not everybody's cup of tea, but you know what? It's mine. It's the whole teapot for me. I absolutely love this book. You get to see them trying to figure out their feelings for one another and just like come to terms with it, because it goes from the past to 10 years in the future, and it's so good, you guys. Like, this like point of view is so freaking funny. Like, you guys have to give it a shot. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, so the next book that we have is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. You guys have probably heard this book, but this is one of my all-time favorite reads. It's a sports romance as well as an enemies to friends to lovers romance. It's really, really good. It's told in dual point of view with Hannah and Garrett. Garrett, who's this big time, all-time hockey star, and Hannah, who has to like tutor him, and you get to see them work out their feelings for one another because Garrett is like, no girlfriends, like, ew. And then Hannah comes along and is just like, wait a minute. It's so freaking good. I can't recommend this book enough. The amount of times I have in this book, it's so good. I literally read this book at least once a month because I absolutely love it. These are all my favorite parts. You guys have to give this book a shot because I'm telling you right now, you will fall in love with Garrett Graham. Like, yes. The next book that we have is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. This book is so amazing. This is the first book in the duology. It's told in dual point of view with Jace and Kazi. It is so freaking good, but I will admit that the story building or the world building is kind of long debating, but once you get past that, it's absolutely amazing because the story starts with Jace and Kazi, who are kind of enemies, and they get thrown in a situation where they have to work together and like get to know each other to get back to where they need to be. It's absolutely amazing. I can't stress enough how well written this book is. Like, you guys will fall in love with Jace's point of view because while they both have their responsibilities, they're trying to figure out their feelings for one another, and it's so good. Like, I can't stress enough how much you guys need to read this book. It's so good, like, so well written. I can't stress enough. You guys need to read this book. The next book we have is another young adult / fantasy book. You guys have probably heard of it. It's the second book in Sarah J. Maas's ACOTAR series. It's A Court of Mist and Fury. I can't rave about this book without spoiling it, so if you haven't read it, which I highly doubt, it's time to skip. Just skip. Just skip, because I'm going to spoil the fuck out of this book. Okay, did you guys leave? I cannot spoil this masterpiece for you, so you seriously need to leave. Okay, are you guys gone? You guys better be gone because I'm gonna talk about it now. Guys, this book was so freaking good. Like, Reese, he just exceeded my expectations for what I expected in a guy. And the inner circle and as in casting, you guys, the bad boys have my entire heart. Like, I can't even explain to you how much I love this book. Like it just like exceeded my expectations, from the shoot to the starfall to the freaking soup. I was like, it's so good. Like, the amount of times I have literally started screaming at 2 a.m. Like, I think about this book constantly, and my For You page is literally Sarah J. Maas 24/7. So this book, I literally get reminded of this book 24/7. It's so freaking good. Like, I can't stress enough how amazing this book is. Like, yeah, not everybody loved it, but you know what? Them, because this book was so amazing. You guys have to give it a shot. It's so good. Next book that we have is my all-time favorite book. I absolutely love this book with my whole entire heart. Like, if I could read one book for the rest of my life, it would be this book, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is the most well-written enemies to lovers office trope I have ever read. I can't stress how amazing this book is. I have literally marked the out of this book, okay? It's this like office rivalry between Josh and Lucy, who are like competing for a promotion while also trying to figure out how they feel for one another. It's so good because it's so crazy to think that all of this happens in like a span of like 2 weeks as they're battling for this promotion or whatever. But you get to see them like work through their feelings, and I absolutely love this book. Like, I'm telling you right now, one of the most well-written enemies to lovers books I have ever read. You guys have got to read it before it gets released into a movie. Like, that's how good it is. It's being turned into a movie with Lucy Hale as Lucy. Like, the casting for her is amazing. I forget who plays Josh, but I know he's really cute. So I'm really excited for that. You guys have got to read this book. 10 out of 10. Like just take my word for it. And if you hate it, you know what? You're wrong. So yeah. The next book that we have is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Before I talk about this book, I just want to appreciate the cover. It's so freaking cute. This is another enemies to lovers, well, sort of enemies to lovers trope romance thing. It's between Olive and Ethan as they go on their siblings' honeymoon. One thing led to another, and Ethan and Olive get to go on this honeymoon together, and they kind of like hate each other, but the banter between them is absolutely great. You know what's really weird though? There's always a paintball scene in these books. Like, okay, time out. If you guys have ever read these two books, please tell me you understand. Like, there's just something with paintball in these books that is just like chef's kiss. Like, you already know it's gonna be a good book. Like, have you guys ever seen the movie 10 Things I Hate About You? Like, there's just something with paintball. But yeah, this book is really good. The banter between Olive and Ethan is absolutely immaculate. It's perfect. It's so funny. And you get to see them travel through Hawaii and go through all these excursions, and then they realize, you know what? I don't actually hate you. So yeah, it's a really good book. You guys should give it a shot. The next book that we have is Hate Notes by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward, and like I said, do not judge me for this cover. It's another enemies to lovers office romance between Reed and Charlotte. It's so freaking good because the banter between them is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. I can't get enough of this book just because Charlotte is kind of that weird kind of quirky girl, and Reed's like, she's literally psychotic. Like, it's such a good book. I reread it at least once a month. It's absolutely funny. Like, 10 out of 10 for banter. You guys should definitely give this book a shot. The next book that we have is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This book will literally make you pull your hair out at 3 in the morning. It's a story between Tate and Maas as they figure out their no strings attached relationship. It's this book was a roller coaster, no joke. I literally threw this book across the room 15 times because of Tate and Miles. Like, both of them together made me want to pull my hair out, but it's seriously an amazing book. Like, I can't recommend it enough just because Miles in this book. This book was emotionally draining. I sobbed, I cried, I got mad, flinged it across the room. But you guys have got to give it a shot. It's so good. Like, it's just so well written. Like, Colleen Hoover just has a way of writing this book that made me fall in love with it, even though it made me want to pull my hair out. So yeah, I hope you guys give this book a shot. The next two books I have read off Kindle Unlimited, and I think about these books constantly. The first book we have is Devious Lies by Parker S. Huntington. This book has all the tropes, okay? Like, I'm telling you, it has the enemies to lovers, best friend's brother, age gap, office romance, literally you name it. Like, this book was so well written. So the book is told in Nash's and Emery's point of view. It's so funny because Nash's point of view is literally what makes the book like so amazing. It's literally like, why am I in love with this psycho? Like, she literally talks to herself. She literally talks to this guy. Like, it's so funny. Like, I can't stress enough. Like, such an amazing read. You guys should definitely give it a shot because I'm telling you right now, you will fall in love with Nash. Like, chef's kiss. Like, he's one of my all-time faves. The next book that we have, and don't judge me for this cover, is IOU by Kristy Marie. It's another romantic comedy. It's really good. It's a story between Maverick and Ainsley, also told in dual point of view. It's basically them having to be roommates and Ainsley trying to figure out who Maverick is, and Maverick is just like, well, why does this girl brush her teeth in the shower? Like, and it's basically the book where it's like quirky girl and like the unattainable guy or whatever. It's so freaking funny. I absolutely love this book. I read this book whenever I'm in a slump because it's so funny. Because Maverick and Ainsley's relationship is so freaking funny, so adorable, and I can't get enough of it. So yeah, I reread it 24/7. So that pretty much concludes this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed all the books and kind of my chaotic ramblings about them. I can't get enough of these books. I love them with all my being, and if you guys have your own favorite books, let me know in the comments below, and trust me, I will be reading them. But other than that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!